Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Whew. I'm about to do my little 30-minute walk, but to get through it, I say I need to get on here and talk, because, talking distract me. But, let me make sure I get some credit. So one of the things I did is me and my wife, we share our calorie thing, and my daily calorie goal is 200. Hers is 580. So today I took and changed mine to 582, just so she could see if I beat her. Because her and my oldest son known for working out, and I'm not. I'm known for being lazy. So, because I'm going to be honest with y'all, what I do for you on YouTube and on coaching and just posting on social media, creating content and courses, it can take a lot out of it. Like, I don't have to work a long time, but it can take a lot out of it. So today I did, I think, 2 coaching calls, and then now I'm doing this. So 2.5 hours, it's better than, when I was working 8 hours for somebody else, to work 2.5 hours for God. But some days this week I may have 6 calls, because I did the Saturday school, and then I did a special session with some of the students. So I may have 6 calls. That's 6 hours. Then if I do a video, that's 30 minutes to an hour. That could be 7 hours in that day. Which again, it's not 8 hours to 10 hours on a job, but when you pouring, it's draining. So I wanted to go down here and talk to you, because it's something that the Lord was talking to me about. And as the Lord talking to me, I talk to you, because He gives us different revelations, but He gives all of us a revelation. And it's something that the Lord was saying in my spirit. And He said, many people are watching you in your life. Now, I'm not talking about me and just to me. I'm talking to you. So I want you to apply this to your life, if it applies. But if people watching you and they judging you, and this could be co-workers, friends, family, they watching you and they judging you. They speculating, they guessing, they talking about you behind your back, but they do not know your story. They do not know your testimony. They do not know what you have overcome. They do not know your darkness, what you have experienced in the dark. They don't know what happened to you as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, as a full-grown adult. They don't know what you're going through in this very moment. They don't know what your tomorrow holds. But one thing that you know is who holds it. And what I want to remind you, that the deeper life gets for you. I got on my brakes. The deeper life gets for you, the more you gotta smile, the more you gotta praise. And what you're gonna have to do, and this is something that I have tried and it has helped me, is you're going to, when the going get tough, when things get hard, when you're being tried, when you're being tested, when you feel unappreciated, when you feel taken for granted, when you feel disrespected, when you feel lonely, isolated, separated, you have to be intentional about your days. You have to be intentional about your time. So you got to get to the place to where you're so intentional, to where you have a wake up time, you have a reading time, a praying time, a breakfast time, snack time, lunch time, snack time, dinner time, workout time, shower time, reading time, meditating time, learning time, stretching time, family time, friend time, bedtime, me time. Listen, you have to be intentional. And while you're doing all of that, you got to have a song on your heart. You got to have a song on your heart. And when I say a song on your heart, it could be a playlist, or it could be one song that's going all day. And you have to have, you're going to have triggers. And what I mean by these triggers is, I'm teaching you everything, I'm teaching you as I'm learning it. I learned it this morning and teach it tonight. I learned it yesterday and teach it today. I learned it tomorrow and teach it the day after tomorrow. And see, listen to me. You're going to have triggers. Them triggers might be sight, sound, touch, feel. It could be anything. And if you have a trigger, you need to have a response to that trigger. So it has to be a word or a phrase, a sentence, a paragraph, a song that you immediately go to. When your mind starts going one place, you need to be able to invert that thought. Turn it upside down and say, nope, that's not what's happening. This is what's happening. Nope, take that negative and replace it with a positive. And if you're able to have an accountability partner, I just put on there that I'm closing my sessions here soon because my son's soccer schedule is picking up. And when I'm coaching, it's unfair to my oldest son because he got to go to practice early, an hour and a half early with his younger brother. And it's unfair to my wife because she got to be gone from like 5:30 to like 10 p.m. And so that's a lot for me to be serving the world. And that's why I told y'all the other day, that could be draining. That's draining on her. While I'm drained, she still could be drained. So I have to figure out the way to do both. Serve here and make sure that I'm able to help as much as possible with our kids because she didn't have them herself and vice versa. And that put a strain on the marriage. When you're going through and when somebody call, I'm gonna get back to what I was saying. When somebody call, you could be one step away from divorce every day. Because who marriage you think the devil want more than anybody marriage? The people who is talking about healthy love and relationships. So he gonna attack my mind and attack my wife's mind more than the couple next door. Because him getting them a divorce, that ain't no victory for him. But if he could get us a divorce, if he could get this other couple to divorce, who are voices, that's a big victory. So that's why I say always be in prayer. And I can't ever get complacent or arrogant about anything. And I try to tell my wife all the time, listen, be prepared for the test from the adversary. It's coming. If it ain't here already, it's coming. Be prepared. Be prayed up. Make sure you read your Bible. Make sure you praying. Pray for you. Pray for me. Pray for us. Now see, listen, what I was saying is, if you able to have an accountability partner. Now, if you don't have a friend or a family member, you can go right on mymentor.life and you can get a coach for $25 an hour. You don't have to hire me for coaching. If that's not affordable, if it's booked out too far, it's a coach that's available tomorrow. Well, they don't let you book within 24 hours. But outside of 24 hours, for $25, you don't need a guru. Ain't nobody a guru. This ain't about a guru. You just need somebody to bounce stuff off of. Somebody to just hear you out and to give you some feedback. Now, if you could tell that coach is broken and jaded, move on to the next. Anybody you talk to, they human. But if you can have somebody you can call or you can text and talk to them. Now my clients in my year program, they sign up front for a year of coaching and we do a session a month. They have text access to me. That's a small group because it's costly, $7,500, which is cheap now because people at my brand size and experience charging $20,000 for that and up, $20,000 and up. Mine's $7,500. But those clients, they can text me if they have a thought, an idea, something going on. And that's what you have to find in a friend or a family member. To God be the glory. My father is still living. If you lost your parent, my heart goes out to you. Feel that, process that, and see who God placed in your life in place of that. Can't replace your parent, but in their stead, see who God points you to. But I could be going through, and I call my dad. And he's a coach, he's on my mentor.life as well. And I call him and I talk to him. And he'll talk me off the ledge. He'll give me some insight, give me some pointers. And so a lot of times people, they say, well, Tony, who coached you? I thank God my dad's still living because that's who I got to go to, because at my brand size, I can't go to a regular therapist or coach because they too human. So they'll be in the salon or the barbershop telling my business because they human. And I know how humans are. Even though they say they confidential and all that, they human. At the least, they gonna tell their spouse or their sister or their brother, and that person gonna tell somebody, might be their best friend. And at the end of the day, I can't afford that. So I have to talk to my father about anything I'm going through. And if he tells somebody, then he ain't gonna tell nobody, at the most his wife. But other than that, I could trust that because I've been with him my whole life. But see, I have to go there, so you got to find that person. And if you ain't got nobody, talk to God. If you ain't got nobody, talk to God. See, honestly, when y'all come to me about your life, I don't even get the opportunity to tell my wife. I can't even tell my wife if I wanted to, because there's too much else going on in our life for me to sit and talk to her about somebody's business that she don't know. And it's not going to make her life any different. So that stays with me. Now, that's not the case with everybody, so you have to be mindful of that, who you talking to. And at the end of the day, if you can't talk to a human, understand that talking to God always going to be better. Because you talking, and when you quiet and you listen, you can hear. And then while you hearing, you're going to know how to move. And I'm going to tell you one thing that has helped me too, just in dealing with life and processing things, is actually moving. Actually moving. Some people don't like the treadmill. They're against the treadmill because they think it's warping your mind and putting you in a loop. I ain't studying all that. When I get to moving, my brain get to regenerating, rewiring, rebuilding, and it keep me positive. Them endorphins and all that's get released into your bloodstream when you moving. I ain't got to come on here and sprint and hurt and kill myself. I'm on here walking, and it make me feel better. It lighten my load. It strengthen me. And so I'm here to tell you that you got to get to a place to where you understand that you're going to get the last laugh. You're going to get the last laugh. The devil ain't going to get the victory. The devil ain't going to be able to stop you. See, he wants to come to steal, to kill, and to destroy, as the good book tells you. But if you know what he is coming to do, then you gotta let God do what he has come to do. See, we know what the devil coming to do, But yet still we get in God's way and we give the devil his way. Because see, the thing about God is, it ain't just faith, it's works. So the simple act of getting out your bed and going for a walk, that walk could be your breakthrough. That walk could be your deliverance. That walk could be where God ministered to you and you can hear God versus just laying down in the bed, sad, sulking, and depressed. And see, your depression is going to come from many different ways. You could be depressed about your love life. You could be depressed about your financial situation. You could be depressed about your relationship with your friend or your family, your child or your parent or your sibling or your co-worker. Your depression could come from anywhere. Your health situation, it could come from anywhere. But guess what? You have got to get moving. And when I say moving, I'm not talking about or only talking about exercising. I'm talking about you got to be active. You got to be proactive. You got to create a plan and a schedule, and you got to do your part. You can't just wait and just sit and expect God to just come and just remove all problems while you sulking and going through this loop. And listen, whatever you got to break, do not discredit your willpower. Yes, you can't do it on your own. Yes, it is bigger than you. But what I need you to understand is that God is within you. God is with you. So what I mean by that is you have to understand that when you pray for power, that it is granted in that moment. When you pray for strength, when you pray for faith, when you pray for wisdom, when you pray for grace, for mercy, endurance, it is granted. So know that it is granted and then do your work. Do what you are supposed to be doing. And when you do that, you're going to see things start to happen because you're doing in expectation. You're doing because you believe what you prayed for is going to happen, so you getting ready for it. You are already in motion and ready for what you are asking for. And that's what I need you to understand. But see, if you pray for the rain and don't go get an umbrella, you ain't believe that the rain was finna come water your crop, water your field. If you pray for the sunshine and don't go get no sunglasses, you ain't believe that God was finna bring the sun. So if you praying for a breakthrough, Lord, I want a TV show, but you ain't losing the weight you need to lose, you don't believe that TV show coming. Lord, I need an interview. Lord, I need a client. If you're praying for a client, but you're not developing the program or the system or the protocol that you're going to use for your client or the contract or the agreement, then you don't believe that God going to deliver that client. So what I'm saying is we got to be moving, and we got to trust God. We got to trust God to move mountains. And what I mean by this is you got to be able, if you have hurt somebody, while you are asking God to work on you, to help you grow, to help you change, to help you learn, ask God to heal them. Ask God to heal them, and ask God to give them a heart of forgiveness, to forgive you for wronging them. Yeah, I know I'm not talking to perfect people. That's why I say if you hurt somebody, because you know why? I hurt people. And if I know I'm walking with God and living for God, and I love God, but yet I'm still capable of offending somebody, of hurting somebody, then I know that any and everybody is capable of it, because I know my heart. Now, if I was in willing sin and choosing to be a toxic, horrible person, then I would just say, oh no, that's just me. I'm going out my way to be toxic. But if I know my heart wants to do right and wants to be right, then I know that if I'm capable of it, any and everybody could be capable of it. That's why I'm talking to you like this, because I know we're not perfect people. But see, we got to be able to trust God to do what he said he'll do. And we come into a place to where I need you to understand that it's not over for you. That the breakthrough is here and the breakthrough is near. I need you to understand. That's what God telling me now. He talking to me that he is a merciful and a graceful God. That he gives you the room to err, and then he gives you the grace to be corrected. And he loves you through and through. And that is never over for you if you have a repentant heart. If you want to grow and you want to change and you want to be better. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what I need you to understand. We say, why me? We say, why me? But God say, because of me. See, God saying, it's you that's going to go through and that he's going to use for his glory. See, so when you say, why me? Lord, why am I being attacked with a reprobate mind, with depression, with frustration and anger and bitterness and all of this trauma coming up? Lord, why me? And he say, listen, because you know me and you know what I'm capable of doing in your life. And if you allow me to do what you know I'm capable of doing, you're going to have a testimony that's going to set the captives free. You're going to have a testimony that's going to lead people to the Lord. Because when they see what God did in and through you, and when they ask you, how did you come through that? How did that situation turn around? And you say it was nothing short of God. It had to be God. It was all God. When you get that testimony, they're going to say, I want to know that God. The way that you know that God. Because I need a breakthrough and a change in my life. And see, I want you to understand that sometimes when you ask God a question, the answer is no. And I need you to understand that if the answer is no, it is for good reason. But see, a lot of times we don't know the reason. A lot of times we can't see. So what I stopped praying for is my will. And I started praying for his will. Lord, let your will be done. If it is your will that this situation turns around, that this here rift is mended, that this bridge is rebuilt, that this opportunity is meant for me, Lord, if it is your will, let it be. And if it is not your will, let it slip through my grasp and give me the peace not to worry about it. See, that's a quote that I wrote, and it went viral. And celebrities started sharing it as they own. And so it went viral. And it said, Lord, if it is not meant to be, let it slip through my grasp and give me the peace not to worry about it. See, I used to want things so bad, and I would lose sleep over it, just stress over it, just be so hopeful for it. And then when it didn't happen, I would be broken. I would be hurt. In the moment I'm talking to you, God's showing me things. God's showing me things. And what he's showing me is that when what you asked for did not come, the answer was no, because you were not ready. You were not ready to receive. But see, it's a feeling in my spirit that says, when you feel like you are having a breakdown, you are being broken down to break through. And I ain't the first person that said that. Somebody got and gave that to many of his children, because I done heard it before. But it's confirmed in my spirit that when things look like they're about to go wrong, that's when they're about to go right. When things look like everything going left, that's when it's about to go right. When things look like everything is falling apart, that's when it's all coming together. See, it's falling apart to come together. It's falling apart to come together. But see, we looking at it like this. And God said, no, it's going to be like this. Because I'm carrying you. See, you think it's going to be like this. So we thinking coming together look like this. But when it do like this, we say, oh, no, it's falling apart. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. And God said, no, it came together. Right in my everlasting arms where I'm carrying you. And see, that's what I need you to understand is that's why faith is so important. That you are walking by faith. And that you are taking one step after the other. And I say, Lord, if I'm going through, keep taking me. Lord, if I got to go through, keep taking me. Lord, if I got to get the lesson, don't let it pass me by. Lord, if everything that Satan has put on me needs to be on me, to teach me, to break me, to mold me, Lord, let your work be done. Let what the devil meant for evil be turned into good. And Lord, I ask that you give me the strength to run the race. Lord, give me the strength to endure. Lord, when people I know and people I trust and people I love, people that I have helped, people that I have served turn against me, Lord, help me to pull the knife out my back and mend my flesh, mend my soul, and give me the strength to keep going. Lord, put the people in my life that you know I need. Lord, open the doors that you know need to be opened. Lord, close the doors that need to be closed. Let your will be done, not mine. See, we're afraid to say the name of God because we want to be politically correct. And if you're ashamed of God before man, he'll be ashamed of you before his Father. If you're ashamed of Christ before man, he will be ashamed of you before his Father. See, we can't use the name of God and pimp the name of God and play with the name of God. It got to be something that we really striving and seeking and pressing toward. Lord, forgive me for taking you for granted. Forgive me for taking your grace for granted. Lord, forgive me for getting beside myself and not doing what I was supposed to do. So listen, I want to pop on here and talk to you for 30 minutes just to encourage you to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep pressing, to keep praying, and to keep believing. And know that your situation is going to turn around for the good. But understand that what you think is good and what you think is right may or may not be the same thing that God has planned. So be open and ready for his will to be done. And pray for his will to be done, not your will. Because sometimes we try to hold on to people when we need to let go. Sometimes it's time for somebody to transition into eternity, and we praying without ceasing that God let them live. And God say, no, their life is done. Their life here is done. And the lesson that they will leave will be left with you. And it will help your life be better. Rest. Be still. Be quiet. And let God's will be done. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. And we'll talk soon. And y'all make sure you check back every day. And if I ain't post a video that day, look for the day before. We'll talk soon. God bless you.